What's good, everybody? It's your man, Daniel Saints. Welcome. I really want to know podcast, man. How y'all doing? Happy Monday. Happy Monday, man. I hope y'all doing good out there. Um, all is well over here. Just getting through the weekend. My little one's back in school. She's happy, not, but she got through it. She's right back to it, doing her thing. She got all A's, B's, one C. So she's working on getting her grade up. She's trying to figure out where she went wrong. She's gonna, get back on track, which is amazing. So happy. Um, yeah, man. I hope you guys had a good weekend. I've been just working hard, doing our thing out here. For the people who follow me, you guys know I'm in the stand-up world. I'm here in Tampa, and we have begun doing a Tuesday night show at this nightclub in Tampa. The club's called Status, and Status wants to shake things up a bit. They want to bring in different types of opportunities. So I kind of got involved with a buddy of mine who had the opportunity presented to him, and it's like, hey man, I could definitely help you do that. So every Tuesday, starting tomorrow, we're doing a show. We got a pretty good show lined up for tomorrow. Check out my Instagram, and you will see me putting up flyers every week, and we're gonna have different comedies. We're gonna have the best comics in Tampa, and we're gonna run a pretty good show. And we also we are a part of it's this Sunshine Comedy Festival. So the owner of Side Splitters Comedy Club here in Tampa is doing a comedy festival. So we're part of that. So Friday we'll be doing a late show, and again, follow my Instagram. Let me put the banner up. Follow my Instagram. And if you're in the Tampa area, I'll definitely keep you abreast of what we're doing. So if anyone's ever in Tampa on a Tuesday or whenever, if you're in Tampa, just tap in with me. We might have something going on. We're gonna hit this pretty hard and run with it as long as we can. Hopefully we're doing this all year, and we'll just grow as time goes on. But man, what are we here to talk about, man? We're here to talk about Katt Williams. Katt Williams shook the world, bro. Shook the world. So let's get into it. My bad, I hit the wrong button. Let's get into it. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome to I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all. Yeah, I hit the wrong button. This is for me.
You big dummy.
Sitting here trying to produce and do the whole show. Y'all know how it is. Y'all know how we get down. But yeah, what's up with everybody, y'all? Man, Shannon Sharp, man. Shout out to Shannon Sharp and Club Shay Shay. That podcast over there is doing really well. Shannon Sharp is an ex NFL guy, Hall of Famer, tight end, really good guy, hardworking dude. He's on cable news, doing like some sports talk shows and stuff like that. I'm not a big fan of the sports talk circuit, but I've seen Shannon Sharp stuff. I mean, I know he was with Skip Bayless and they had some sort of falling out, and I don't know where he is, but he's doing something. But his podcast is really taking off, and he's had some great guests on there, and it just gives you some really good insight. This is just showing people how network television, cable television, it's pretty much over, bro. It's pretty much over, man. Everyone is making the shift to social media. I think we all know that, and everyone has an equal footing, bro. I mean, this is social media, man. Like YouTube or Rumble or whatever platform you're using. People are now streaming on X. You can stream on Instagram, which I'm gonna start doing, Facebook, and you can throw your name out there, man, and talk about what you want to talk about, which was never the case before. Like if you weren't in with the networks, you didn't have a shot. I don't, back in the day we had they had public radio, and then you had community access channels, and sometimes you stumble across a good community access channel with like highlight garage bands or hip hop groups or whatever. But nothing like social media, man. Social media has absolutely changed the world. And it's you get viral moments like this interview on Club Shay Shay with Katt Williams. And man, look, a lot of people been hitting me up like, yo, bro, did you see the Katt Williams stuff, man? Like, we know you was in LA. What's up, man? Was he telling the truth? Like, yeah. Yeah. Now, I mean, he was, he was exaggerating a little bit, maybe at times. But yeah, he was telling the truth, man. Now, everything he said may not have been 100% facts or factual or truthful, but there was truth in everything he said, right? So if that makes sense. So when you break it down, like we're going to be breaking it down, there's so much to cover. I haven't even watched the whole interview. I'm still slowly working my way through the interview. There's so much in there. And, the fact that people are jumping up, some of the people that were named are jumping up. And, hey, man, the truth hurts. The truth hurts, man. So we're going to talk about the Wanda Smith part of the interview now. And then we're going to be probably once a week. We'll probably talk about this until we cover all of it, because there's so much that he's talking about. And Hollywood can't control this part of media. Hollywood has not taken control of social media yet. Trust me, they have the money to do it, but you're always going to have people popping up. I don't know if they'll ever be able to control it. And the truth is coming out raw. It's just coming out raw, and people can't stop it. And man, it's just whew. So yeah, we're gonna start with the Wanda Smith thing, and then we're gonna move into the Steve Harvey stuff eventually. The Kings of Comedy stuff, the said entertainer thing, when you talk about stealing bits. Like, we're gonna, man, he like I said, man, if everything he said might not have been 100% factual, but there was truth in everything he said. So like, everything he said might not have been perfect truth, but there was truth in everything he said, man. So it is what it is. Brother Pitney in the building. What's good, Mr. Pitt? I love the fact that anyone can create a platform now. The First Amendment is a beautiful thing, especially after you combine it with technology. Facts, bro. Facts. Hollywood will find a way to corner the market, let's say, but they'll never be able to stop everybody, ever. I mean, they're doing a good job. Like, you look at YouTube and you look at what YouTube tries to restrict now. There's definitely 1% influence behind it. There's certain content that YouTube wants out there, and they control it, but they can't stifle it. If they could, some of these channels on YouTube would just be gone. It would get 0 views. They can't stop it. It's people want this information. So it is what it is, right? It is what it is. But we definitely talk about this Wanda Smith thing, which has been out for a long time. It's just something that got rehashed. And like, little shorty really just didn't know who she was dealing with. And I mean, I do get it. I understand. And we're going to get into it. I understand what was going on with it. We're just going to get into it, man. So yeah, do me a favor, y'all. Make sure you hit that like button. And if you haven't done so already, please, if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button and share some of this stuff. Like, if you see something, man, pull it up on your phone, clip it, and send it to someone. If you think you see something funny or something informative or whatever, something crazy, because all that stuff helps the channel to grow, and we're still growing. We're still growing, man. Like, we are on pace. I've talked to people who've been doing this for a long time. Patrick Bet-David. Well, I didn't talk to him about this. I haven't seen Patrick Bet-David in a while. Since the last event they had. I'm pretty sure I'll bump into him and his team at some point this year. But Patrick Bet-David said when he first started his platform, it was 2 years before he got any traction. And that dude was like paid. The Critical Drinker, shout out to the Critical Drinker. He said the same thing. The Critical Drinker also was saying that it was a couple, 3 years he had his channel up, and he was just, reviewing films. And then one night he had this little slur, like this kind of alcoholic kind of, he was lit, had a little lit slur to him. And he posted the video, went to bed, woke up, and it just blew up, man. He was like, yeah, man, you just got to keep doing it. You never know. Something's going to happen. And then, you just never know. You could be one of these small channels that Mr. Beast comes across, and he'll say, hey, guys, go over and subscribe to this channel. And he'll blow you up to 100,000 subscribers overnight. So you just never know what happens in this realm. You just gotta keep pushing, keep pushing. Brother Pays in the building. Players are in demand with the $5 super chat, man. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. And happy New Year to you. Like Katt was dropping some red pill too. Yeah, man. He was absolutely dropping some red pill truths. No doubt about it, 100%. And I'm working on a show. We're gonna do either Tuesday or Wednesday. Bill Burr was out here dropping red pill knowledge, man, years and shit, decades ago. And it was quiet as kept. No one was really talking about it, man. So I'm going to bring back some of his old content, some of his old jokes, so you guys will see what I'm talking about. Comedians, like, the good comedians especially, they bring stuff to the surface. They'll churn up some stuff and they'll shake up the world a little bit. I think Katt Williams absolutely blew up the entertainment world, man. He just took a bunch of claymores, man, put them in a room and click, 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 boom, and just blew the curtains off the wall, off the windows, and now people can see what really goes on in Hollywood. Again, if you're out on the West Coast, if you're in LA, this is no secret to anybody, you know what I mean? But when you're new to the space, you know what I mean? When you're new to the space, it's or you're outside of Hollywood, it's kind of hard to believe, I guess, for some folks or whatever. They're just kind of like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Psh, believe it. Brother Penny was like, I don't think Hollywood can do well with engagement media. Yeah, it requires a degree of authenticity. The establishment just doesn't have. That's a fact, bro. That is a fact. Someone's going to see the money in it and they're going to figure it out. They're going to go to some people and pay them some money. And like Hollywood does this thing. Kevin Hart said this a long time ago, man, and I agree with him 100%. Hollywood is undefeated. Period. Hollywood is undefeated. And I don't see anybody beating Hollywood anytime soon. But yeah, man. So we're gonna start with the Wanda Smith thing. And I got two videos we're gonna react to. The first video is from Club Shay Shay. And it's Katt Williams just kind of setting up the whole thing and giving some backstory on what happened. Because when you see something that happens on camera, especially if it's an interview or something like that, what you don't know is what happened prior to the interview when the cameras were off. There's a lot of stuff that goes on. Hollywood is notorious for being fake. We all know this. But I don't people realize how overtly fake some folks are and then how thin-skinned they are. If you're a comedian, you gotta have thick skin. If you're gonna get into this game, you must have thick skin. And it's the same thing. Like if you're going to put yourself out there as a model or as an actor or an artist, you're playing in a band or whatever, you're a rapper, whatever. When you put yourself out there, man, you're going to have to listen to people tell you what they really feel about you, how they feel about your work, how they feel about your art. So you're like the biggest thing in your neighborhood. And then you wind up on stage in front of the world, man. There's going to be a lot of people that's like with big voices that can't stand your work. Look at people like Simon Cowell made a career telling people they're not good enough. And he's, not even talented, right? Like he can't even do it, but he's telling other people and he's gatekeeping. So you're going to see that, bro. And if you don't have thick skin, it's going to be a problem for you. And most people, especially the actors, a lot of the actors and, a lot of the comedians too, believe it or not, are thin skinned. They can't handle the criticism. They can't handle the unfairness out there. Like, well, I'm funnier than that person, or I'm more talented than that person. I'm a better writer than that person. I'm a better director than that person. I'm a better whatever. But that person got the gig. Why? Well, there's politics involved. Maybe they know somebody. Maybe they got on the casting couch and they did some things. Maybe they have a really good agent, really good management team, and they're able to put them into the position to get the opportunity. And once they got the opportunity, they just took off. There's so many different variables out there. And, some of these people who are extremely talented, but they have a knack for rubbing people the wrong way. Right. And that, you kind of look at Katt Williams. Katt is one of those type dudes. Katt knows what he's doing. He can say what he says because Katt is paid. Katt's been out there for decades, man, selling out arenas, producing his own comedy shows and selling it to Hollywood. You can't touch him financially. No one can touch him financially. That man's been putting in the work for a long time. Now, was he A-list celebrity? No. Could he have been? Yes. Yes. He's up there now. He's up there now, bro. Right? It's like, could he have been? Absolutely. But there are rumors about Katt. And I'm pretty sure if you used to ask Katt Williams, he'll tell you. I heard stories about him on the set. I heard, he's difficult to work with. And this is not coming from the people up top. This is coming from just the normal, everyday, the below the line people, the workers. They're like, yeah, man, because they see everything. And, some of them was telling stories like, yeah, man, he's pretty difficult to work with on set, this and that. Now, that could have just been that project or that project over there. You know what I mean? But you hear the stories. What is Katt Williams the kind of guy who will look out for other comics, people he know they're good or out there working hard and they respect the craft? Absolutely. Absolutely. He'll take you on tour. He'll put money in your pocket. He'll give you opportunities. He absolutely will. And there's people out there who tell you about that. So what he said was very important, and I'm glad he said it. I ain't gonna lie to you. Sister Candace is in the building. What's good, sis? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. How are you doing? Always a pleasure to see you. Good evening, brother DL in chat. Good evening to you, love. And thank you for the $10 super chat. Truly appreciate that. Thank you very much. Always a pleasure to see you. I hope all is well on y'all end, man. I hope your husband's doing good. There's a lot going on in the Middle East. I just hope that your husband will stay stateside and things will calm down. But we'll see. You have to wait and see what happens over there. And also in Ukraine, and people are talking about things it's gonna get crazy in Taiwan, China and Taiwan. I hope that's just noise. I hope nothing happens, man. Shout out to all my veterans and all the family members of veterans, because y'all are the real heroes and y'all know what I'm talking about. The people who hold it down when those of us get deployed and they send us down range. It's our loved ones that are left behind to hold it down and be strong and make sure everything is everything. So shout out to you, sis. Another Don DeMarco for you, because you are, I guarantee you, your husband's hero. You know what I mean? I appreciate you. So let's get into this. So we're gonna get into this video right here. Again, this is from Club Shay Shay, and this is Katt Williams setting up what really happened with the Wanda Smith thing. Wanda Smith was past tense. She was a very popular radio host and comedian in Atlanta, with Black radio, doing like the Black comedy circuit thing. And Katt Williams came into the studio. He was there to support his buddy Red, who was performing in Atlanta. So Katt came in, and he also had just won an Oscar for a role he played. I didn't see it in Atlanta. I guess I haven't seen that yet. I plan to watch it. And so he's just kind of setting up. This is why I was here, and this is what happened. And yeah, man, let's listen to what Katt has to say about all this. 1 second. Here we go.
It wasn't just that part. It was the fact that before I go in there, she has a conversation about, okay, now, I just want to talk to you because you just won an Emmy for the city of Atlanta, and this is in Atlanta, and they just want to hear about the Emmy and hear from you and to thank you for what you did putting the city on. Right. Okay. And we won't talk about your kids. We won't talk about jail, no cases. We ain't gonna talk about none of that. Right. And immediately gets in there and goes the opposite way. You can't flip up on me because you're an inferior comedian. I'm going to destroy you, and I'm never gonna call you out of your name. I'm never gonna say anything disrespectful to people that look like you. It's a very thin line I got a call, but this lady is trying to embarrass me in front of a largely homosexual fan base. That's why she got canceled.
So, and I apologize, guys. The stream is kind of slow. It's the package. I got the best package I could buy down here, but it's just, oh my God, it's just real slow sometimes. So that's where the lag is coming from. Forgive me for that. But he goes in and like you said, they had a quick talk before they went on the radio. It's like, hey, she's not. She said all those things, according to Katt. Like, I'm not going to ask you about this. I'm not going to ask you about that. Like Katt was just getting out of all. He had that spot where he was going through, some legal troubles and having to get locked up here and there. And it was, the thing with the young kid. He got into a fight with a young kid. Young kid beat him up. Now he had to deal with all that, and he came back from all that, and he's seemed to have been on a rebound, and it's a positive rebound. And he goes in to do this interview, and old girl just, she tried to get big. She got too big for her britches. And Sister Candace like, yeah, he filleted her for real. He was very respectful. He didn't call out her name or nothing, but he is a master at what he does. As a comedian, man, you got to bow down to Katt Williams. I think he can rock any stage. I think he can perform in front of any community, any bubble, but he stays in his lane. Like, he has mastered the black comedy realm. Like, there's no one higher. That dude, no joke. And again, the money that he's made and the decisions that he has made really put him in a great position. He's winning. There's no way he can lose. There's just no way he can lose at this point. So I don't know what she was thinking. Now, her career, like, she was feeling good. And you see, this happens in Hollywood a lot. It happens with actors a lot. They get a role or they get some success and it goes straight to their head. And they begin to believe all of the stuff that's being said about them. No one wants to say anything negative about you. Everyone's happy to see you. Is red carpet this and people waiting on your hand and foot for that. I mean, it's crazy. If you're on a set, any set in Hollywood, and you're deemed VIP, you don't have to lift a finger for anything. There is someone who will do everything for you. If you don't want to turn the water on and off to wash your hands, there's someone to come and turn the water on and turn the water off for you. I mean, seriously, it's the weirdest thing, man. They will set up anything for you. You go out to craft services and you're looking at the spread, whatever they got for lunch. You're like, I really wanted a lasagna. I don't see any lasagna. They'll go get your lasagna and bring it. It'll be there within 10 minutes. Piping hot, ready to go. Like, they will bend over backwards for you. That's what they do. That's what they're good at. That's what Hollywood is. Right? That's what they are. So that stuff will run and get into your head. Now, if you're in a smaller market like Atlanta, you down here in Tampa, Miami, or something like that, Dallas, some of these other markets, and you're like king or queen of the radio in your town, you're like top tier. I remember growing up in Cincinnati, the radio DJs were just like top tier. You go anywhere else, no one cares about the radio DJ. If you go to Hollywood or New York or something like that, no one cares. I'm a radio DJ, so what? But in your hometown, like back in your pond, oh my God, you're a big fish. And that'll go to your head. So, this Wanda Smith is a pretty big fish in Atlanta, in this world. And maybe she got too big for her bitches. She would host these comedy shows and stuff like that. And when you're doing a comedy performance or performance of any kind, and you're performing for your people, no matter what you do, they're going to clap, give you a standing ovation and whatever, all these accolades. You don't have to be good. They're there to see you. Like if we go to a red pill event and someone's speaking, I mean, they ain't got to be great. That's what we're here for. They're gonna show them respect. Hey, what's up? Good looking out, good speak, whatever. But but that doesn't mean that you're necessarily good at it. And then you keep hearing that. You keep getting hit with that. You're doing these comedy shows, you're hosting, you're not working on your own material, you're not out here traveling, you're not on the road doing your own thing, which she was not doing. She was only in Atlanta. She's eating in Atlanta. She's doing her thing, enjoying her status. She forgot who she is, who she really is. And then she's sitting there in the presence of greatness, of comedic greatness, one of the best to ever do it. And she decided to start talking crazy on the radio and got ripped. She got ripped. If y'all haven't seen it, you're gonna see here in a little bit. It's in the next video. But let's continue with the clip.
Gay people don't take it kindly that you would, as a derogatory, call me gay. Gay people don't feel like it's derogatory. So why are you trying to shame me with something in a community I don't even belong in? There's no gay people saying I belong over there or been over there.
You did,
but I have no hatred of over there, and how dare you?
You did a number on it, though.
Hey.
You did a number on it. That's legendary.
No, you either believe in karma or you don't. Because I didn't even know any of the stuff that she had done to my fellow comedians until afterwards. I just know that it was a setup.
Right.
And remember, they tried to kill me this same weekend, not in jokes, with a real gun in my real face on real camera. Understand, I'm losing my life for participating in something that goes along with my job. Like,
he's not joking, ladies and gentlemen. He ripped her on the radio, and they were filming this thing, so that's how you can see it on YouTube. They had cameras in the studio and whatever. This thing went viral, completely viral. Everyone was talking about it. Her feelings got hurt. She started it. You go back and watch it. She started it, right? And then her husband came out later on that weekend, saw Katt Williams at the show, and allegedly was threatening to beat him up or whatever, and had a weapon on him, and somehow the weapon fell out, and there was people saying that he pulled the weapon, or maybe he just dropped the weapon and it fell out of his waistband or whatever. We're talking about Georgia. So no charges were ever filed, but the Wanda lady did lose her position with that particular radio station. She embarrassed the radio station, her and her husband. And Pink Book, if you guys are, maybe I'll link it in the description. Pink Book did an expose on it. So it's a really good video. I'll link it in the description when I'm done here, so you guys can click on it easier. And she talks about, what happened and why, gives her take on it. I mean, bro, like I said, I've been into some sticky situations as a comedian. Doing some shows in certain places, dealing with certain types of people. It is what it is. I've had to deal with certain types of comics. It is what it is. It's never led me to gunplay. I've never had to worry about that. You know what I mean? But it happened with Katt Williams.
It's two comedians. What do you mean? And the world was okay with it because it was me. Had that happened to anyone else, the world went crazy when Will smacked Chris. This is a person pulling a whole gun on a comedian in the confines of their job. It's really a weird situation when they hate you that bad.
Yeah.
And he's got a good point, man. Like as the story goes, allegedly he was chased from the comedy club, outside of the comedy club, into a grocery market, some sort of grocery store. All this is on film. Allegedly, the weapon falls out and law enforcement gets called. No one got arrested. There was no charges filed or anything like that. I don't know if Katt was okay with it. Like, all right, you ain't got to file charges, or he tried to file charges, and the DA's like, no, we're not gonna do it. You don't have a case. I don't know. I guess he was talking about it, and they were saying that, well, the weapon just fell out. He didn't brandish the weapon. It just kind of fell out of his pocket or out of his waistband or something like that. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know. But all of this was over words. Words. You have, like he called her inferior comic. She is. There are a lot of them out there. Simply because you're making money in this business does not mean you're funny. It doesn't mean it. So you could be on top of the world making millions of dollars a year as a comedian. Doesn't mean you're funny. You got clout, you got a good management team, you're getting paid. Netflix is full of unfunny comics who are getting paid, touring, doing all the stuff. Like it is what it is. It is what it is. Some of the funniest comics I ever met were people you will never know. And they're doing it because they love it. People ask me, they're like, well, I mean, wouldn't you consider yourself a failed comic? I'm like, no, I'm a retired air traffic controller. Not a failed comic. I do comedy for the love of it. Most of the shows that I do, I'm hosting. And when I do perform, I do my thing. You know what I mean? I can do whatever. I can do an hour, which is hard. Like that's to me, that was the goal. That's like I want to be able to do an hour. I could do an hour if I had to. I have a solid 30. And I'm constantly working on my material. That's why I host, because I can always come up with new concepts and try them out. Like, all right, that's cool. And I can just, archive that, come up with another one, archive that. I'm always going to have new stuff. I love comedy, man. I love the art. I love getting on stage and making strangers laugh. I love that. When people come up to me and they're like, hey, man, I saw you performing at so-and-so. Man, you're so funny. And they shake your hand. I mean, to me, that's a win. Some people are like, well, you're a failed comic because, you don't have a Netflix special, or, you're not headlining at the big clubs in the country. You're not performing with